Hi, my friend. Welcome back to the Declutter 360 podcast. So glad you're here joining me as always. And today, again, loving this opportunity to continue sharing with you through the Simple Summer series. So today's tip that I want you to add to your toolkit is something that I use when I feel like I've gotten off track. And so sometimes, life gets in the way. Let's talk real life, okay? Things get crazy. You have a busy week or two or three, and suddenly you turn around and look at your house and just you have to laugh, right? We get ourselves in these situations, and for myself, I have to laugh because otherwise it's not going to be pretty. And so we bring laughter into it and we say, what on earth happened to my home? Have you been there? I bet you have, because I know it happens to me all the time that I turn around and I say, oh my gosh, it looks like a tornado blew through this house. What happened? Like, I'm an organized person. I am a professional organizer. What happened to my house? And as much as I would love to just point fingers and blame it on other people, half the time, I mean, the fingers pointed right here at myself, right? I'm just as responsible for that mess. I forget about using the one touch rule, right? Or I get too busy too many times in a row to utilize the one touch rule. And then that doesn't feel like it's even accessible anymore because the clutter and the stuff has just become so much in my space. And you know what's really alarming is how quickly that can happen. I said, oh, it happens in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. There are times when I can turn around and it's been 24 hours. I think, whoa, we need to reset the space. Okay. And that's something that I talk a lot with my clients about and in my program is this idea of resetting your space and recognizing what your clutter threshold is. What's that point? Can you handle a couple things out on the counter here and there? And then at the end of the day, do your family five. That was another great episode here in the Simple Summer series. If you've missed that one, go back and listen to it. But I can do my family five at the end of the day, and then it feels like all is right in the world. Are you someone who can't tolerate anything out of place? And so the one touch rule is really, really, really your friend. And helping your family utilize the one touch rule as well that can really be your friend in that kind of circumstance. But knowing your clutter threshold and understanding when it's time for a reset, recognizing that your space needs a reset and that you need to dedicate time to making that happen. As soon as you recognize, whoa, my space needs a reset, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have the time to reset your space in that moment, does it? And so that's an opportunity for you to stop, take a look at your calendar, see where hopefully in the next 24, but maybe 48 hours, you can fit in just a small period of time that's going to allow you to reset your space. And today, in sharing the 12 12 12 challenge, I want to help you have a tool in your toolkit that's going to help you reset your space when that becomes necessary. Okay. So, the 12 12 12 challenge is what I like to call it. Not necessarily a rule here. This is a challenge. I don't know about you. I am competitive, even with myself. And so sometimes if I'm like, okay, Lauren, space needs a reset. Let's do the 12 12 12 challenge. Like that gets me excited. And then I can put that on my calendar, in my planner, on my digital calendar. So it'll pop up an alert and remind me, it's time to do the 12 12 12 challenge. Or you said you were going to do the 12 12 12 challenge at this point. Not go sit down and read your book right now. Do your challenge first, and then you can read, that kind of thing. And so I see that on my calendar and I know, okay, it's time to tackle this. 12, 12, 12. So there's 3 groups of 12 that I will tackle in that time frame. And we're going to talk a little bit about how I give myself some wiggle room in that in just a minute. But first, let's talk about what these 3 categories are of things that I'm looking for when I feel like one of my spaces, or maybe even my whole house, needs a reset. So the number 12 is significant because that's the number of items I'm looking for in each of the 3 categories. That's something that you can really easily adjust to help fit whatever your need is. Okay. But 12, 12, 12, 12 items I'm looking to put back in their place. So 12 items that are things I know that I want to keep. I love them. I use them. They're just not in their home. They need to go back to their home. Okay. I want to identify at least 12 items that I can pick up and take and go put back in their homes so that they're no longer causing clutter in my space. So that's my first category, is items that need to go back to their homes. My next category, I'm looking for 12 items that I can donate. Where are some items that I'm no longer using, that I no longer necessarily want, that aren't things that I love, that I'm ready to give new life in donating them so that somebody else can use them and love them and, have them be useful in their space. Okay. So 12 items needing to go back to their home, 12 items I'm looking to donate, and 12 items that can be trash. Okay. Looking around to things that are not donatable, but that I no longer use or want, or they're beyond their good life, whatever that may be, looking for trash to get rid of things. I use that category a lot, unfortunately, in my kitchen. Food waste is a big problem, and we really try to cut down on that one in my home. But a lot of times I notice when my pantry gets a little bit cluttered or my refrigerator starts to get cluttered, guess what that means? Something has gotten pushed to the back and forgotten about and is turning into a science experiment, or has gone stale in the back of the pantry because we forgot about it. It happens. That's real life, folks. And so a lot of times I'm looking for items there that I can clean out so that we can see and eat and enjoy the things that we are buying and choosing to bring into our homes. That's an area I'm always working to get better at. But the real life is that sometimes things go bad and we have to get rid of them. And so those are my 3 categories for the 12, 12, 12 challenge. I'm looking for 12 items to put back in their rightful homes, 12 items to donate, 12 items to go in the trash. Now, 12, 12, 12 are my numbers that I choose. Again, you can choose, you can make it the 5, 5, 5 challenge, 10, 10, 10 challenge. It doesn't matter, whatever works and feels good for you. But the other place that I give myself some wiggle room is that if I am finding more items that just need to go back in their place, which that is the most common thing. So if I end up putting, 18 or even 24 items back in their place that were out of place in my home and causing things to feel and look cluttered, then I can reduce the number of things that I'm looking to donate and trash, because I'm still helping move and decrease that feeling of clutter in my home by the same amount of stuff. So my category numbers may fluctuate a little bit. And no, folks, I also don't get out a piece of paper and keep track and tally mark, okay, I've put away all these items. I kind of do it in my head. So it gets a little bit loosey-goosey, and I'm okay with that. If you're someone who wants to be really, really structured about it, that's okay too. But know that, again, this is all about flexibility and making life easier on you, right? And so we want to do whatever it is and set those parameters in a way that feels good, that makes it easy, and that helps you reduce the clutter and get you more organized in your home so that you can get back to living life organized from all angles and enjoying the things that you truly want to be enjoying and spending your time on. That's what it's all about. So come on over to Instagram or into that private Facebook group, that free Facebook group. All the links for these items will be in the show notes, so make sure you check them out if you haven't joined us over there yet. But join the conversation and let us know what you think of the 12-12-12 challenge and maybe what numbers feel good to you. And if you utilize this to reset your space, we definitely want to hear from you and hear how it's going and how much you loved it. All right, friends, I'll be back next week with another tip to add to your toolkit in the Simple Summer series. See you then.